Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a figure you probably think you know pretty well, Anubis. And, well, we're sort of pushing aside that classic image, the jackal-headed god.
Right, forget just the tomb guardian for a minute.
Exactly. We want to get past the murals, the sarcophagi, and really dig into what he represented conceptually in ancient Egypt. It's less about a character.
And much more about a huge foundational pillar of their whole existence, their cosmology.
That's the shift, isn't it? People hear Anubis and they think, okay, mummification, guardian, maybe the weighing of the heart scene, all true, but...
But the sources we looked at, they define him as something so much bigger, almost less like a god within the system and more like the framework of the system itself. It's pretty profound.
Yeah, so our mission today is really to unpack these deeper, kind of metaphorical definitions that come straight from the source material. And they aren't simple definitions, are they? They use these grand, abstract terms like the blueprint of existence, the gateway to the cosmos, even the reflection of morality.
Exactly. These aren't just titles. They're descriptions of function at a cosmic level.
So if you really want to grasp how the Egyptians saw their universe, these concepts are key. You have to get your head around them.
It's like we're looking at the abstract architecture of reality itself. And Anubis. He's defined as the architect, the engineer, maybe even the quality control manager, all rolled into one.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start right at the top, the most abstract idea. Anubis, as this ultimate designer, the sources call him the blueprint of existence.
Yeah.
That sounds massive. What does that actually mean for their universe, for the people in it?
Well, it means he embodies the fundamental organizing principle. The sources literally describe this blueprint as the grand scheme, like a really complex map, a map showing, gods, souls, the cycles of life and death. And importantly, it's not just a static map. It actually defines the flow of everything spiritual, mortal, all of it.
Defines the flow, so like the rules.
Pretty much, yeah. Think of it like the operating system for the duat, the underworld. It dictates how everything works there, even the roles of other deities, like those 42 judges in the final tests. Anubis basically sets the rules of the game.
Okay, so if he's defining the rules for the afterlife, how does that blueprint concept connect back to, say, the very physical things people did, like mummification? That seems very concrete compared to a blueprint.
But it connects directly, because he designed the map and the whole process of mummification, even deciding what objects go in the tomb. That's all about the living, trying to follow his cosmic design. The rituals become the practical steps to make sure the soul is, let's say, packaged correctly for the journey Anubis laid out. The blueprint is cosmic, yeah, but its implications were intensely physical. Burial rites had to follow it.
That makes sense. It grounds the abstract. Which brings us to this other fascinating idea you mentioned. He's not just the designer, but also the mirror of belief. So he builds the structure and he reflects the core beliefs about it. How does the mirror part work alongside the blueprint?
Okay, so the blueprint is the design, the structure. The mirror, well, that's more about accountability. Anubis holds up a reflection of the Egyptians' own core beliefs, especially about justice, order, ma'at. He basically forces them, or rather their souls, to confront the standard they claim to uphold. If someone strayed from ma'at, that fundamental principle of truth and balance.
The mirror would show it.
Exactly. It reveals the flaw, the deviation from the cosmic order he himself designed. He's the ultimate standard bearer for their whole moral system.
Wow. Okay, so that dual role is powerful. Architect and moral reflection. That really sets the stage for his next big function, doesn't it? You can't just design a universe and then leave everyone to figure out how to get around if he's the blueprint.
And they can manage the crossings, the boundaries, exactly. That leads us right into his role as the gateway to the cosmos. He shifts from designer to, let's say, boundary governor.
Gateway to the cosmos. Again, sounds bigger than just a door. What kind of gateway are we talking about here?
It's about the whole transitional infrastructure. He governs that liminal space, that edge between the living world and the spiritual realm, the duat. And it's not like one fixed point, it's the entire shifting boundary where one reality kind of dissolves into the next. He makes sure souls are processed correctly, according to the blueprint, before they go further.
So he's managing the border crossing, but the sources also call him the bridge between worlds, right? Connecting the earthly place with these hidden dimensions.
Yes, he is the connection. He makes travel between these realms possible, but also regulated. He's the link. And what's really fascinating is because he governs that boundary, he also has to be the expert guide through the territory beyond it. So once a soul passes the gateway, Anubis steps into another role. the celestial navigator. And here's where it gets really interesting.
It's a celestial navigator. Okay, that sounds very active. Like he needs detailed knowledge, not just pointing the way.
Oh, absolutely. The duat, the afterlife, isn't pictured as a simple path. Texts describe it as this complex, dangerous labyrinth, full of tests, obstacles, specific celestial regions. As the navigator, Anubis makes sure the soul sticks to the correct route, the one specified in his original blueprint. His expertise is vital.
Vital because getting lost isn't just inconvenient.
Vital because straying could mean destruction. Annihilation by the dangers lurking in those unseen realms. He's like the experienced pilot who knows every single current, every hidden reef in these cosmic waters.
Okay, so segment 1 was about the structure of the cosmos, its moral basis. Segment 2 feels very operational, the how of moving through it. Now, it feels like we're pivoting back to that ethical core, the rules that govern the whole system. Anubis is the referee, maybe, the enforcer. You called him the keeper of cosmic order?
Yes, and this ties everything back to the single most important concept in their whole cosmology, MAT. Truth, justice, balance, harmony. The universe's operating principle. Anubis' entire function ultimately serves to uphold MAT. If the universe gets out of balance, say, a soul's heart is too heavy with misdeeds, then the blueprint, the gateway, everything he represents is threatened. His job is maintaining the integrity of reality itself.
That makes him utterly indispensable then. And if he's the mirror of belief, reflecting their standards, and the keeper of cosmic order, then he has to embody those standards perfectly himself. He becomes a reflection of morality.
He is the moral constant. That's why his presence at the weighing of the heart is so crucial. He's not just, standing there watching. He's ensuring the act of weighing itself is correct, impartial, measured against the cosmic standard of Ma'at, a standard he helped define as the architect. It elevates him way beyond just a guide. He's the ultimate auditor of justice.
So when you pull all these roles together, blueprint, gateway, navigator, keeper, mirror, he's far more than just a background figure. The sources see him as a player in the great cycles, life, death, day, night, creation. He's not a side note. He's like the essential regulator keeping it all going.
Precisely. He provides the continuity. And this connects all his functions into what the sources call the legacy and beliefs. He embodies that eternal cycle, life, death, rebirth. He ensures that every transition is orderly, moral, and sticks to the original cosmic design. He makes sure that what ends is properly prepared to begin again.
Okay, so what does this all mean? We've gone from that familiar jackal god image to these 3 huge interconnected conceptual roles, all drawn from the source material. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, basically we've established Anubis first as the architect of the blueprint, the designer of reality and mortality itself. Then he's the gateway to the cosmos and the celestial navigator, the actual infrastructure and guide for that transition between worlds. And finally, he's the unwavering reflection of morality and the keeper of cosmic order, upholding justice, truth, and balance against chaos.
And for you, the listener, thinking about this, it means you now have this really deep, multifaceted view of Anubis that goes way beyond the usual summary. You grasped his role in, maintaining existence, not just guarding a tomb.
Yeah, which leads to a really interesting question, something maybe for you to explore on your own. Think about it. If Anubis is so central to maintaining cosmic order, if he reflects the very blueprint of existence and he connects all these dimensions, just how incredibly central must the idea of absolute balance have been to the entire Egyptian worldview, that they needed this one single multifaceted figure to essentially hold all of reality together.
That's a powerful thought to mull over, definitely. The complexity of a whole worldview potentially anchored by this one conceptual linchpin. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the cosmic framework of ancient Egypt and the tree depth of Anubis.